All right, guys. Um, Here's an interesting topic in the crypto space. Super, we were talking off camera and you had a very interesting question about mining. Will you ask that question to our resident expert here, Mr. Palms, so that
Uh,
audience can hear this question?
yeah, Palm. So this is the question. Um, I mean, I've heard people making some money mining crypto, maybe not actually going out and buying it, but mining it. And what are the upside, downside, somewhere in between about mining crypto?
Yes, very, very good question. And I think for our viewers, first of all, let me say welcome to those of you who have been following the show and have subscribed to the show. Thank you so much. It's good to see y'all again. Super, that's a very good question. And I think it's very important for new investors in the crypto space to not really be focused on the mining aspect. There's so many variables that go with that. And those that I really follow in terms of this space that have been involved for 15 years, if not more, all stay, don't do it. There's a lot of in money that they invested, a lot of time and energy, and it's just not worth the reward in doing so. So I would advise the new investor to in the crypto space to get involved in some of the platforms that I'll be speaking about today that don't involve any any cash going out, and then you having to wait for a period of time to be able to do that. You'll be able to see returns very, very quickly in these platforms that I'll be sharing today.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I have a question. Let me ask this question. So, is there a point where one would consider mining Bitcoin, or are you saying it's just overall not worth the effort?
Well, I would say to the new investor that learning mining and the risk involved, I think would be a bit much for a new investor. For an investor who's been around quite a while, that has substantial gains and has a little bit more tolerance for that level of risk, then that would be different. I certainly wouldn't advise it to our audience today, given the fact that they haven't participated at all. I wouldn't advise that.
What is mining? For those who may not know in out there in the audience.
Yeah, it's taking a stake behind the scenes. So if we get into the blockchain and some of the platforms in which you find the coins, right? Prior to it ever getting to the blockchain, there's a mining platform in which there's a lot of different integral parts that go into that, and there's a lot of money, to be made in that. But there's a lot of things that can go wrong as well. In fact, I had a very, very good friend of mine who I've known for over 20 years, who's an investor, who just recently, over the last couple of months, was trying to do a stake in mining, and that didn't go well. Mainly because they stated that they could get in for a certain price, which was a pretty hefty price, and at the last minute, they sort of shut it down. So that really didn't pan out for them. So again, I think the focus for the new investor would be to take a look at some of the altcoins, which can be very risky as well. You got to be able to know when to get in and get out. But I have some platforms that alleviate that stress and knowing when to get in and get out. And these particular platforms, you'll find yourself making anywhere from 1.4 to 2.4% a day. And they have done a tremendous, tremendous job. So be eager to share with the audience today about those.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, that's 2% a day.
That's
If you
Yes,
crazy.
were compounding that, that is
absolutely.
insane.
It is,
Yeah.
it is not only that,
That
Sleepy, and I apologize for cutting you off, but it is now this is how beautiful this is. Not only when crypto goes up from 40,000 to 50,000, do you benefit from that move, but you also benefit from the daily gains. So you're almost tripling your money in a contract period of time. So, man, I'm just having the fun of my life. It's and I want to be able to share it with the audience so that they can be involved and they can grow their cryptocurrency via Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Interesting.
Perfect. Super.
Interesting.
Do you have another question before we wrap up this segment?
No, I think you answered my question very clearly and succinctly. So
Okay.
it's well explained.
Super P, my man. And Palms, did we miss something in wrapping this up? Is there something else you want to share with the audience? Maybe we did not touch on.
Yeah, I want to share with the audience three particular avenues of being able to invest. And I want to talk about real quickly about
Well, before I cut you off, let's go with that on the next segment.
Okay,
But
great.
for this segment, we was just around the mining and all of that. So we'll
Got
do
it.
it on the next segment so that we do not make this very long. I know from a mining perspective, what I understand is there's a lot of computing equipment and
Right.
things related to it.
That's
as
what I
well
thought
as-
too.
Yeah, and the cost of getting this computer equipment to do all of the checks on these
Right.
algorithms and stuff to
Yes.
ensure that everything is copacetic, and it's really intense. It
It is.
requires a big capital investment,
Absolutely.
and so
it's energy.
that's why mining is not the move unless you really have a high risk for tolerance and a lot of capital up front already.
Yes.
And I'm not even a crypto guy, and I know that.
Yes.
And it's very energy intensive from what I
Yeah. So just to run that type of
run your energy bill
machinery.
up.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for today on this segment of Bet Out of Debt. And we call it Bet Out of Debt because when you make a trade, it's called a bet. And hopefully it's a winning trade that would keep you out of debt. That's it for today. Thank you very much. And as always, keep investing.